my dad was a vacuum salesperson. Actually, this is a really cool story. He was an engineer, and he asked for a raise, and they said no. He was making like $30,000 a year at the time, and they just moved to Long Island, bought a house that cost $35,000, and so he quit. Has 4 boys. I'm the youngest of 4 boys, and of course, it's like 2 months before Christmas. It can't be more stressful for my mom, I'm sure. I just don't remember because I was tiny, right? But he went and took a job selling vacuums. Never did it before ever. Became one of the top salespeople, and in the first year, he made 32,000. Second year, 38,000, and so on, right? And he phrases it as, I gave myself a raise because they were. But I asked him, I said, but you never sold before. How were you able to do it? He goes, we had to eat, so I had to sell. So he started to learn all. Yeah, it's amazing. I've been so fortunate because he has heavily impacted my sales training career and, of course, regular sales. So that aside, at 18, I was, a drummer, wanted to be a rock star, and I needed to make money. So he said, get into sales. You can make as much money as you want. And I was like, awesome, I'm going to do that. Only problem is, which people can relate to, is 2 weeks later, I'm not making any money. So I did what anything would do. Yeah, right? I'm just like, yeah, great.
This sucks.
Yeah, totally, right? What they say in Glengarry Glen Ross, it's a tough racket, right? Yeah. But yeah,
you didn't get the right leads.
Yeah,
you didn't get the Glengarry leads.
Oh yeah, this is all cold calling, which, as you guys know, is hardcore. But I complained to my dad, and he said 2 questions that blew my mind at the time, which are so obvious, but you'll get it. He said, "Do you know what you're doing?" I said, "Well, no." He goes, "Then how do you expect to succeed?" And it was like, and on the surface, it sounds like, yeah, of course. But how many people do you know, especially insurance, just go get licensed and run out and they're crashing and burning because they really don't know what they're doing?
Right.
So I reluctantly started attending the 7:30 a.m. meetings because, I was a wannabe rock star. I'm like, I don't get up early. I still don't get up early, which is why I love this time slot, by the way. But, I then started to be able to get into a house and, see that, they already had the same vacuum. I could sell them, bags for their vacuum. You had the replaceable bags back at the time. And then eventually sell maybe a shampoo job and then sell vacuums. And it worked when you learn how to, know what you're doing. But I still didn't care because I wanted to be a drummer. But I had other sales jobs. I sold like trade show space for you to set up your booth or hang a banner. I sold fire safety equipment. But I finally went on tour at like 30 something years, 32, 31 maybe. And I'm a rock star, man, out on tour with Jim Brewer doing this. He's a comedian. If you guys don't know him, he was on Saturday Night Live.
Love him.
Go Boy. Yeah. And Joe Pesci. Awesome guy. I've known him since high school. Yeah, I've known him since high school. He's funny all the time, probably when he sleeps. I just don't have proof of that, but he is great. We go back a long time. But I came off tour and I had owned a recording studio and lost most of my clients because I was gone, and I didn't manage my money properly. I literally almost went bankrupt, back living at home with my parents, car gets repossessed, and I am the joke that people tell about drummers. What do you call a drummer without a girlfriend? Homeless, right? So that's the joke. So that was me. I go from writing autographs to writing bad checks. So I said, I'm going back into sales because it was something else I did well. And I see all these, ads, and I apply for like 17 jobs, whatever it is, and I see one about selling medical discount plans. This is 2002. Medical discount plans. They were from Protective Life Insurance. It was called Protective Smart Health Plus. I think they were the A+ rated carrier at the time. The only one I ever saw A+ rated. And I'm sitting down with my father. I'm saying, I think I want to take this job because they give me leads. And he's like, yeah, right. What do you got to do? Call Aunt Gloria? Call your aunt and uncle. I'm like, no.
You have your own leads. There's 100 people on your
friends and family, so they're no longer friends. But yeah, so I said, no, this is what happens. Someone goes on the internet and they put in, their information, and I get that information and I call them and try and sell them. And he does this, since we're on video. If anyone is listening to just audio, he gently tapped me on the cheek and said, take this job. It'll be the easiest one you've ever done. Because I came from cold calling. And he was right. I went in with the attitude, like, wow, this is awesome, man. They want to talk to me. And I thought I was going to close everyone. And there were days when I did, but there were, of course, days where you blank out.